Alright, YouTube, we are back, of course, talking some Final Fantasy IX. Once again, we're talking some more 9 Remake stuff. Are you guys excited? So we are constantly talking about when and where we might see the 9 Remake. At this point, if we'll ever fucking see the 9 Remake. A lot of people are hopeful for the anniversary coming up on Monday, July 7th. I've said in a previous video that I am a little bit skeptical on that, but of course it could definitely happen. What we have here is a potential gaming event that FF9 Remake could be at, assuming that it's not announced for the anniversary. And what it is the Twitter account for a gaming event replying to one of the FF9 arts that we talked about recently, which is pretty random and weird. So specifically this art that we talked about the other day, the group overlooking the Ifa tree, the two moons in the background, Kuja flying towards the tree on a silver dragon. Damn good art. And randomly, the Gamescom account replied to this and said, "A place to call home," with a heart emoji. Again, this is pretty strange because how often do gaming event accounts reply to tweets, right? That's the equivalent of the Summer Game Fest account replying to that art, or a Tokyo Game Show account or something replying to that art. It's just kind of strange. It's not like a person that works for Gamescom, or it's not Jeff Keighley himself who hosts Gamescom. It's just kind of a weird situation. Got people talking, right? I've seen at least an article or two written about this, some Reddit posts and things like that. People hyping up Gamescom potentially for something for FF9. They also replied to the tweet, replied to the art, whatever, hours later. The shit came out at 10 p.m. my time, and they replied the next day at 3 something in the morning my time. It's kind of strange. I don't know. Is Gamescom a good event to show off a 9 Remake? I mean, technically, yes, I guess. It is still a big gaming event. It doesn't get near the views of something like a Summer Game Fest or the Game Awards or some shit. When it came to the last major Gamescom live stream on their actual YouTube account, they only got 1.2 million views. They did get more with the actual Game Awards account live streaming the event. Versus Summer Game Fest from last year, which has 7.4 million views. The Game Awards from last year as well, which we kind of look forward to for Square Enix stuff sometimes, has 14 million views. Summer Game Fest from this year has 8.5 million views or something. It's certainly not a nothing event. There's definitely people that tune in, right? But it's not to the degree of some of these other gaming events out there. It certainly doesn't mean that they couldn't be there. I don't know that Square Enix has ever had a major reveal or announcement at Gamescom. Maybe they have. They've been a part of Gamescom before. We talked about this on the channel almost 2 years ago, I think. They were part of Gamescom in 2023, but I don't know that they had anything to show off there. They might have just had a playable demo or something for Rebirth. I don't entirely remember. It's been a while. But they were also had a playable demo for Remake back in 2019, I believe. They've definitely been at Gamescom before, but whether or not they've showed off anything, I'm not entirely sure on that. If Square Enix ends up being a part of Gamescom this year as well, we'll know ahead of time because we'll know the exhibitor list and they'll pop up on there. It's something we did back in 2023 when we were hoping for more of Rebirth, right? So if they end up being a part of the event, we'll definitely know for sure whether or not they actually have something there to show off in terms of an announcement or something. That remains to be seen. Gamescom is also happening on August 20th to the 24th, which is obviously well past the anniversary for FF9. So that's something we got to wait on, right? We got to see what happens Monday, if anything happens Monday, and then we can kind of really focus on discussing Gamescom at all, if it even matters. But as I have mentioned on the channel before, Square Enix does love them some Jeff Keighley, right? We've had FF7 stuff at least at Summer Game Fest and the Game Awards and stuff like that. And this is an event that's hosted by Jeff Keighley, but as far as I know, they never had anything major at the event, especially not at least maybe related to FF7 or FF9. So maybe something could happen this year for the first time finally with Gamescom. I don't know. I think that's where we'll kind of leave the discussion for now. I don't want to put that much emphasis on this because at the end of the day, it's just a fucking tweet replying to the art, right? It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange that you have a gaming event account replying to this shit, an upcoming gaming event, right? That is a little bit interesting, but at the end of the day, it could simply just be a fucking reply because maybe whoever runs that account's a fan of FF9. Who the hell knows, right? And we should definitely get past the anniversary before we kind of start speculating on gaming events and shit, because for all we know, Monday hits and they drop a trailer or an announcement or something, right? So anyways, that'll be the video, my dudes. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @DaveYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect, we spend it with no shame, we blow that like Coltrane, we in here like Low Gain, or leave it like Cobain.